David Begnaud joins us now from Woodward, Oklahoma. David, I can't tell if it's windy there because there are no leaves on the trees at all behind you, but I'm wondering how weather conditions may impact the spread of the fires today.
Well, Anne Marie, it's really cold. If I look cold, that's because it's around about 42 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels like it might be below freezing. There is nothing left on the trees as I take a look. You have a good point. I mean, it's pretty barren out here. The fire, Anne Marie, has just wiped out everything. I mean, we drove in some places for 25 and 30 miles, and it is just scorched for as far as the eye can see. About 20 minutes ago, we saw fire trucks running this direction. There's a mobile home that is at risk. The weather conditions are improving in that the winds are a little bit less than what they were over the last 44 hours. Today, we're expecting between 20, maybe 25 mile per hour winds. They could be as low as 10. That's the good news. The humidity is pretty low and it's colder. So those are conditions that are more favorable for firefighters, but we can also tell you there's more air support being brought in from other states here to Oklahoma, more helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft.
David, you mentioned in your piece that traditional firefighting tactics are failing to contain these wildfires, so what are firefighters turning to?
Well, the aircraft, I mean, you know, they were on the ground, they had the dozers, but for whatever reason, Vlad, it was the wind was making it impossible to get in front of this fire. I mean, at one point we were told that the fire was jumping a quarter of a mile. So it would come off of a ridge, the wind would blow in, and then the fire would jump. Well, how do you keep up with a fire that's jumping a quarter of a mile? I mean, they have crews all over the place, but that's what was making it nearly impossible to get any kind of containment. They're starting to get some containment, but it's very low. You know, we decided this morning not to go to the fire line because we wanted to be in a place where it's so personal. I mean, you could drive by here in the middle of the night when we were setting up around 3 a.m. this morning and you wouldn't even seen this house. But there's a house, there's a barn, there was another house in the background. I mean, the garage, everything. I mean, it's just gone. And, you know, this is not to be overly dramatic, but we live our lives in big cities and we forget that in America's heartland, in the middle of America, where there's so much agriculture, that this is people's livelihood. I mean, there was a 63-year-old lady who was trying to rescue her cattle who had a heart attack and died. And with the young woman you just saw in our story right there, she looked at me and she said, "So why does it matter?" It matters because we make the food that you eat. This is everything. I mean, there was a report that somebody lost 200 head of cattle. It's estimated that one of those cows might have been $1,000. You do the math. As one person said to me, after you lose all that, the bank owns you.
David Begnaud in Woodward, Oklahoma. David, thank you for your reporting. We appreciate it.
You bet.